Dear brother and sister, listen to me carefully. Let us begin with a simple thought. The heart of the human journey is not power, not success, not acclaim, but love. Quiet, patient, enduring love that draws no attention to itself. This love does not demand applause. It simply acts. It reaches out. It listens. It forgives. It weeps with the hurting and rejoices with the joyful. In this world filled with unrest and division, there remains a voice that always speaks gently, yet with urgency, a voice that says peace is possible, not the peace of empty silence, but the peace that comes when justice walks hand in hand with mercy, when the stranger becomes a neighbor, and when we begin to see in every face the face of a brother, a sister, a child of God. We are living in a time when many feel alone, adrift, and unseen, but love reminds us that no one is ever truly forgotten. Every person carries infinite dignity, not because of what they have or do, but simply because they are. This dignity is not earned. It is given. It is divine. And when we remember that, how can we turn away from anyone in need? How can we build walls when we are called to build bridges? Peace is not a political slogan. It is not a photograph on a summit table. Peace is made in the daily decisions of ordinary people. It is made in homes where forgiveness is stronger than anger. It is made in communities where generosity overcomes fear. It is made in the hearts of those who choose compassion over indifference. And compassion, what a powerful word! It is not pity. It is not a condescending glance. It is the willingness to suffer with, to carry burdens with, to stand with the wounded without needing to fix them first. Compassion is seeing the other as part of oneself, and then moving, acting, embracing, praying. It is love made visible. To live compassionately is to go where others will not go, to listen when others mock, to hope when others have given up. It is not the easy road, but it is the road of the gospel, the road of the cross, yes, but also the road of resurrection, and every act of compassion is a small resurrection, a rising of light in the darkness. We must also speak of unity, not uniformity, but unity, the kind of unity that allows for differences, yet binds us together with something deeper than opinion or origin. It is unity that comes from humility, the understanding that we are not better than others, only called to serve them. It is unity that opens its hands rather than raises its fists. Unity is born in prayer, in dialogue, in patience. We are not called to be saviors. The world already has a savior. We are called to be witnesses of light in dark places, of peace in violent times, of tenderness in a world too often hardened by fear. The witness we give is not just in what we say, but in how we live. Do we speak kindly? Do we forgive quickly? Do we remember the poor, the sick, the prisoner? These are the questions that define us. And in the final moments of life, when the stage is quiet and the cameras have gone and only the soul remains, what will matter then? Only love. Not how far we traveled or how high we climbed, but how deeply we loved, how freely we gave, how gently we lived. The final words, the final acts are not just endings, they are seeds. They are planted in the soil of memory, and they grow in the hearts of those who remain. A word of gratitude, a call for peace, a blessing offered not to one but to all. These are not just gestures, they are legacies. They are blueprints for a more humane world. So let us be inspired. Let us not admire goodness from afar, but imitate it up close. Let us not wait for peace to come from above, but become instruments of it below. Let us not speak of compassion in theory, but practice it on the street, at the table, in the everyday. The world is thirsty. Thirsty for kindness, for healing, for meaning. We do not need grand miracles. We need simple ones. A hand held, a wound tended, a prayer whispered, a heart turned. This is the work. This is the calling. And this, dear friends, is the path to joy. Not the fleeting joy of success or approval, but the enduring joy of a life lived for others. A joy that no storm can wash away. May we walk this path together. Not perfectly, but faithfully. Not always knowing, but always trusting. And may our every step echo a message the world desperately needs to hear. You are not alone. You are deeply loved, and peace, true peace, begins with you. And when we begin to walk this path, not alone, but in communion, something changes. Our vision shifts. We no longer see borders first, but faces. We no longer ask who is right, but who is hurting. We become less concerned with defending our own position, and more moved by the silent pain in someone else's eyes. This is not weakness. It is strength, the kind that refuses to abandon the human heart. The truth is, every day offers a choice, to build up or to tear down, to bless or to curse, to include or to exclude. These choices may seem small in the moment, but together they shape the soul of a society. A kind word to a stranger, a moment of listening without interruption, a refusal to return insult for insult. These are not just gestures of politeness, they are seeds of peace. There will always be those who say peace is naive, that compassion is soft, that unity is impossible. But the truly brave are not those who shout the loudest. They are those who continue to believe in the quiet power of love, even when it costs them something, especially when it costs them something. The way of love is never without a cross, but it is also never without resurrection. We must remember the poor, not as a category or statistic, but as people with names, stories, and sacred worth. We must draw near to them not as rescuers, but as brothers and sisters, because when we care for the vulnerable, we do not just serve them, we are healed ourselves. The poor evangelize us. They teach us what really matters. They teach us how to love without pretense or pride. To the young, I say, do not be afraid to dream of a different world, a world where kindness is not rare, but normal, where children grow up knowing peace, not war, where no one is thrown away because of their weakness, their illness, or their mistakes. Your dreams are needed. Your courage is needed. You are not the future of the world. You are its present. To the elderly, I say, your wisdom is gold. Do not believe the lie that says your time has passed. You carry stories that we need. You carry the memory of humanity, and memory is what anchors us. You have something to give, always. And to those who suffer quietly, invisibly, I say, you are seen. Your pain is not in vain. You are not forgotten. The cross you carry is not a sign of failure, but of a mystery so deep that even heaven draws close. There is a place for your suffering in the heart of the church, and there is a place for your voice in the song of humanity. If we want a better world, we must begin where we are. Not tomorrow, not in theory, but today, with whatever is in our hands. Peace begins in how we speak to our families. Compassion begins in how we treat those who cannot repay us. Unity begins in how we listen to those who disagree with us, and none of this is beyond us. It is not reserved for saints or leaders. It is possible for all. The world will not be changed by one great act, but by 1,000 small acts of love, by people who refuse to give up on goodness, by hearts that bend before they break, by voices that choose prayer over complaint and presence over distance. This is how peace is born. This is how unity is built. This is how compassion becomes a revolution. And as we continue on this journey of the heart, we must recognize the sacredness of patience. Not everything will change at once. Not every conflict will dissolve with a single word, but love waits, love endures. Love believes that even the hardest soil can one day yield fruit, and so we keep walking. We keep sowing seeds of kindness even when the ground is dry, even when no one notices. Let us look around, truly look, and we will begin to see beauty in the places we used to ignore. A smile from someone who has very little, a hand offered from someone who has suffered much, a prayer whispered in silence, known only to God. These moments may seem small, but they carry the heartbeat of heaven. We live in a world where distraction is constant and division is profitable. But we are called to something deeper, to slow down, to be present, to see the person in front of us not as a problem to be solved, but as a gift to be received. When we do this, barriers begin to crumble. Fear begins to melt. We begin to rediscover what it means to be truly human. There is great power in presence, not in fixing, not in preaching, not even in explaining, but in simply being there, sitting beside someone who grieves. Listening without rushing, standing with someone who has been pushed to the margins. These moments are the heartbeat of compassion. They don't make headlines, but they change lives. We must resist the temptation to turn faith into a concept or peace into a performance. These are not ideas to debate. They are lives to be lived. They must be incarnated, embodied, breathed into the everyday. Peace is not something we find. It is something we become. Compassion is not a feeling. It is a decision. Unity is not a strategy. It is a way of seeing. And when we look at the world with these eyes, we begin to see not just brokenness, but beauty waiting to rise. We see not just problems, but people. Not just noise, but the quiet whisper of hope beneath it all. We see, most of all, that we are not alone in the work of healing. Love is already at work. The Spirit is already moving, and we are simply invited to join in. Let the poor lead us. Let the children teach us. Let the forgotten remind us, and let us walk not ahead of one another, but alongside, not as masters, but as pilgrims, not with clenched fists, but with open hands. So let us go forward, not with fear, but with faith, not chasing after greatness, but seeking goodness, not shouting to be heard, but listening to understand. The world does not need more noise. It needs more light, and that light lives in you, in your hands, in your words, in your willingness to love without conditions. May we be the ones who choose peace in a world of conflict, compassion in a time of indifference, and unity in the face of division. Let us be the quiet revolution that begins in the heart and reaches to the ends of the earth. Let us begin today. Thanks for watching.